TIFU by not realizing I had been invited to an orgy. A few years back in my mid-20s I had a job inspecting houses for storm damage after a hurricane. It was a decent assignment. It kept active all day and paid well. It was a two-person assignment where one of us would talk to the homeowner about their experience during the storm. How much flooding did you get? Did you do any repairs already? Do you have photos of the damage at the time? Etc. While the other took photos and measurements of the areas. In and out in 20 minutes. One day we went to this very nice house and were greeted by the homeowner and her two friends. All very attractive women in their upper 30s to low 40s. We generally asked homeowners to have someone there with them after a woman early on was scared to let us in her home. Totally understandable. They took us through their well-maintained brownstone and brought us to the basement where most of the damage had been. Now, I have never been good at picking up when a woman is flirting with me on a good day, but when I'm working I tend to get tunnel vision on what I'm doing, but even I shouldn't have missed the next part. The basement had been converted to a large and welcoming den. There was a large custom couch around walls and a large ottoman in the middle. There was custom light fixtures with soft lighting and fabric on the walls to cover up the sound proofing material that I noted had already been replaced. Off to the side was a large custom bathroom where the homeowner showed us her favorite room, a custom 15 by 20 feet U-shaped shower with 3 shower heads and built-in beach seating around the whole perimeter wide enough you could lie down on. There wasn't a door or anything for a steam room, so it was just written down as a custom shower. While my partner took photos, I interviewed the homeowner and one of her friends. They were both incredibly nice and commented a few times at how strong my arms looked. When I asked about the basement, the owner said, "If you want you can come back this weekend. We have some friends coming over so you can see it in action." I responded that I had checked the fixtures and the plumbing seemed to work fine and I had all the notes I needed. It wasn't until we were driving away that my partner said that he couldn't believe I turned down an orgy when it all hit me. I'm a moron. TL. Doctor, after doing a damage inspection on a woman's custom playroom, she asked me to see it in action. I said no thanks, I had my form filled out. And you were even there to inspect the pipes. Opportunity missed. You were one yes away from becoming a porn plot cliché. People here have severely uninformed ideas of orgies, I see. Proper opportunity missed their mate. You could have gone back at the weekend and clocked up some overtime. You Wally. You might have ended up spit roasted yourself. Was there a buffet area? My grandpa always said that the key to a successful orgy is the buffet. What's wrong with making a professional reply while you're there in a professional capacity? And knocking on their door on the day you were invited with a cheese platter in hand for some follow-up pipe inspection to ensure proper routine maintenance procedures are being followed? Shortly after you two left, you were told this? You still had the opportunity to go when they mentioned, this weekend. Don't feel bad. We all have stories like this. When I was a college sophomore, I was with a girl, Patty. I had just gotten the then brand new soft contact lenses. Things got hot and heavy. She asked me to spend the night. I carefully and sincerely explained to her that no. I had to go home and sterilize my contacts by boiling them. She had the darndest look on her face. I really didn't know what she was asking. She never did forgive me for that mistake. See? It happens to us all. Cheers. You don't know the value of a home inspector's license until you lose it. Don't you know what it means to become an orgy guy? It changes everything. You'd have to dress different. You'd have to act different. You'd have to grow a mustache and get all kinds of robes and lotions, and you'd need a new bedspread. New curtains. You'd have to get thick carpeting and weirdo lighting. You'd have to get new friends. Orgy friends. Excuse me, ma'am, but could you show me where it's wet? Quote. Pointing down. Ew. It's so wet down here. I see. Jots notes. Also, it was recently landscaped, so it's very smooth. Interesting. But we don't need to know that. What's really interesting is the little man in the canoe. You should see if you can locate him. Frowning. We're not really equipped for search and recovery. Perhaps you should call emergency services. Orgy or cult sacrifice. This reminds me of when my husband and I went to dinner at one of those hibachi restaurants. We had run into a longtime friend of his and her husband. She would babysit my stepdaughter many moons ago. We all sat down at the hibachi together with our families, and just spoke, drank, had a good time. Later on, she comes across the table and asks my husband and I if we want to come over to a lingerie party. I figured it was like one of those MLM things, but had been trying to make friends since moving to this town with him. Husband is military and I had relocated sometime after. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go. She told us the time and place and said to let her know. My husband gave me a shocked look and said, I mean, hey, I'll go if you wanna go. I'm not gonna say no to my lady having fun if she wants. I'm just a little shocked. I looked at him back and said, what? I figure we go. Mingle. Look at some lingerie to purchase for the bedroom. Have some snacks and leave. He actually started laughing at this point and said, his friend in. Her husband have most certainly invited us to a swinger party. She clarified later and told us to come in robes and comfy lingerie. Needless to say, we declined the offer and stayed in that weekend. Good thing too, 'cause I found out I was pregnant around that time. What is the correct M to F ratio for an orgy? Asking for a friend. If they'd been really serious, one of them would have wedged themselves in the dryer. Who knows? You could have been a father of multiple children to multiple women. Think of it as a possible dodged bullet. Ma'am, I do my own plumbing. Hey man, tunnel vision happens all the time. So that on top of not picking up signals. Very understandable. I wouldn't beat myself up over it. I would, however, see if one or multiple of the ladies still lived there. You know, knock on the door and reintroduce yourself, if just to find out if it was what you suspected it was. You can tell them your side of the story. Have a good laugh. Maybe more.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.